Okay, so this video is in response to the absolutely absurd and outstandingly retarded comments left on my page by a user called Samurai Warrior 1988. He claims the PSL is nothing but a Romanian version of an SVD. He wants to argue this point with me, so I figured I would go ahead and show you that the PSL is in fact nothing but exactly what you've always been told: a glorified AK, an elongated AK, AK on steroids. They're cosmetically similar, other than the PSL is a longer version of the AK in various components. I'll show you that. As well as internally, they are identical, other than the PSL having longer components. So here's the AK-47. Alright, mag release, push forward, rock the mag out. That's it. Okay, so there's your mag release up close. Well, PSL, same way, same mag release. Push forward, rock it out. It's just a longer or wider magazine to accommodate the larger rounds, but same type of lever. Okay. Alright, now, yes, the PSL has a side rail mount. The side rail mount is used on the real SVD. And it's also used on various other rifles as well. So yes, that is a universal component. It's not just specific to the SVD. They also use a variation of that on the Maznagans. Different scope mount, but I'll get into that later in a different video. Now, I'm going to show you the breakdown. AK-47, dust cover. PSL, dust cover, comes off the same way. They are the same. The only difference is that the PSL is a little bit longer. Okay. Internally, they are exactly the same, as well as various parts externally, other than the PSL being longer. Another note on the magazine: you'll notice a PSL by the X on the mag. Very simple. Okay. Guide rod, or I'm sorry, recoil spring. AK-47. PSL comes out the same way. They are the same. The only difference is that the AK has a dual bar in the center of the spring where it compresses in on itself. Okay. The PSL the PSL has a center bar that's hollow with a single center bar at the top that compresses in on itself as well, with a hole in the back where the rod itself, when it compresses, actually comes out. That little hole. That provides more stability. It doesn't flex or bend like the AK does. Okay, well, there's a little bit more stability for the bolt. That's it. Safety. AK. Okay. PSL safety. Absolutely the same. Same design, same everything, even the same length. Okay. Bolt carrier and bolt assembly between the two comes out the exact same way. Bolt carrier, exactly the same, just the PSL is a little longer. Okay. Piston rod, guess what? Exactly the same. Who would have guessed? PSL is a little longer. Wow. AK-47, twist the bolt out. PSL, guess what? Twist the bolt out exactly the same way. The bolts are identical. The only difference, the PSL is a little bit larger on the head to accommodate the 7.62 by 54R round. The bolt shafts, PSL is a little longer. Okay, now here's the AK assembly. Just to prove that it is the AK assembly, here's the PSL. Throwing that right there so you can see it in the camera. Okay, here's the bolts. AK bolt shorter, PSL bolt longer. Okay, we're going to throw the AK bolt over there. So we've got the AK assembly and the PSL bolt. Well, look at that. Fits perfect. I'll be damned, because it's the same parts. They just use AK parts and wallow things out and make them fit the PSL to accommodate for the larger caliber. Okay, exactly the same. You can actually take the AK bolt and put it in the PSL. Holy shit, who would have guessed that? Wow. Guess that's hard to comprehend. Now we get a little bit more in detail. AK-47 gas assembly. There's a lever on the side here. Flip it up. Gas assembly comes off. Okay. PSL. Guess what? Same lever. Same assembly. Flip it up. Gas assembly comes off. Same type of connectors. Identical. Both sides. The only difference? Oh, you guessed right. PSL's longer. Wow. You're smart. Gas block. PSL. Let's see. Looks very much like an AK. Oh, wait. Because it's the same damn part. Wow. That's hard to comprehend. Front sight. AK. Okay. PSL. Looks just like an AK because it's the same part. Again. Now, we'll get into the tang. Look at the tang on the PSL. Okay, this is your tang. Okay, take a real good look at that. Here's your tang. Okay, tang on the AK-47. Oh my God, identical, same part. The receivers. If you look. The receivers are the same. Everything the same, other than a couple rolling methods that they use here on the side of the receiver that's slightly different in mild appearance to the AK. The AK is a little bit more crude. PSL has a little bit more curve to it. AK-47. Okay, trigger assembly. Look in there real good. Okay, there's your extractor. Remember that piece. Trigger. I'm going to release the hammer. There's your hammer. Get a good look at that hammer. Okay, trigger assembly. See it moving in there. Single hook. There's your hook right there where my thumb was. Okay, this piece right here is your sear. Hold your hammer back. Okay, as you can see, locks in place. This little piece right here is your hammer spring, your return spring, whatever you want to call it. Get a real good look at that. Center bar. Okay, safety lever. PSL. Safety lever, the same. Extractor. A little bit beefier, but the same. A little bit beefier on the back, that's it. The center shaft has a bolt hold open. Okay, that's the only difference. Hammer. Exactly the same as an AK. Trigger assembly. There's your hook. And there's your sear. Exactly the same. Even your hammer spring is exactly the same. Okay? PSL is a long AK. That's it. It does have a back plate back here to give it a little bit more durability in the rear for recoil due to the heavier round. That's it. Completely different setup from the SVD. At the end of this video, I'll post a picture side by side of the PSL and the SVD. I can't find a diagram breakdown of a PSL, but you saw it here. It's an AK, so I'll use a underfolder AK to show you the breakdown between an AK and an SVD, to show you they are two completely different animals. So, before opening your mouth and blurting stupidity, please do your research.